Yes, I am.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about you because people obviously don't know you.
What do you know about me? Um,
When did you
I'm,
do Matric? Then take us from there.
okay, so my name is Amahle Ngulunga, and I'm from KZN in Durban. Ngihlala with Uma, my dad, and my siblings, about three. Well, there's such a big gap in between us because
You're the
I
first
was just the only, yes, I was just the only child for like 12 years. So yes, I grew up with them. Obviously, my mom and my dad, they tried to like work hard because I didn't just
become or Amahle Ngulunga.
yes,
Yes,
alone.
yes, yes.
Obviously, it included my third parties, which are family, like my parents. Yes. So I went to Northcrest Primary School. I went
No
to
way! My son went to that school.
yeah, really?
Yes.
What year?
Like he just is in grade 10.
Oh, it's such a good school.
It is. It's funny you mentioned the other parties that, shaped you because I had that question in mind and like, tell us about your upbringing because, man,
Yes.
when we watch your videos and hear you speak, I'm like, ain't no way she just became who she is. You know, there's an army that raised a child. It takes a village to raise a child
Mm,
and shape a person to become this confident person that you are. And as you mentioned at school, I'm like, yep, I know. You know the the,
because
the
because
grooming.
before that, I actually went to like a public like iskole esise lokishini because I used to stay with Ugogo up until my mom and I we moved to like a totally different environment, total different area. So she was like, I also need to change schools. So I went to Northcrest, and I feel like that's when everything just began. Like they
Yes,
built my inner self, they built my character.
they do.
So they do build
Oh
a
my
child's
gosh,
character.
you have no idea. I'm so glad. I didn't know this about her, and I'm like, what? I had no
Yeah,
idea how good that school was. And when we
it
moved to
is.
Durban, it was the only one that was willing to take my son, and it was in grade 6.
Yeah.
Grade 7, he was head boy, deputy head boy, and I was like, I love from grade 7. I was like, I love how they teach, how they involved in the child. Like each child is valued. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yes. So from then on, I've been very an independent child. Like I prefer independency because I just have this belief. Ukuthi reality is abazali, they're not always gonna be
Yes.
there. Life is not always gonna be rosy. So if I'm gonna depend so much on my parents, ngingakwazi nokuyimela, then I'm gonna have a problem in life. So I feel like from a young age, nje, I've like had this mentality ukuthi I need to be an independent person. Obviously, doesn't mean ukuthi I'm gonna make my decisions like life decisions alone. I've got to include parents because at the end of the day, ngihlala nabo. But at the same time, independency is like very important and it plays a huge role in personal development. So I went to a boarding school where Nakona, it was an all girls boarding school in under seminary. Anyone who knows it?
Yeah.
Yes, it was an all girls school. I developed myself. I grew as a person, and I'm a person who loves sports. Like yes, I live for sports. So I grew both in socially and also in the sector yaga sports. I also like grew as a person because now corner there's also you don't only learn that specific skill. Yeah, so sporty. Yes, you also learn njengezinto ey'ningi mentally.
Yourself, about
Yes,
yourself.
yourself, about you,
I
who are
always
you.
say, yes, I always
Yes,
say
because
sports in a girl child
it's
is
very
so
important.
important. It's so,
Yes.
especially for the child to find themselves. You
Mm.
say, okay, this is where I have strength in. Sports in a girl child is very important.
Yes. So I played different sports. Yes. Because till now, I can do eight
Yeah.
sport codes. So I'm like a sport person. Nakhona, I developed a lot. Sporty. There were teachers, there were matrons, and they like groomed us into the kind of girls that we are today. So I was like in the top 10, top 3, top 5 up until COVID hit. Definitely wasn't easy on me. At some point I got sick. Not really sick, but like, once you get COVID, you go home. So I feel like that's where the instability began. COVID-19. That's it's one thing I really wish it never comes back.
You were in grade 11 then? What grade were you in?
I was in, starting inside grade 9, but being a figure is S8, but it was just around. Then in grade 10, term 1, I think it hit bad in South Africa, and then as it's cut time, but we had to go for a lockdown.
Yeah.
So COVID is like a stage NJ and might never.
It affected your
yes
of like top 10. Yeah.
Yo.
My son always says once you've hit top 5, it's like the thing is haunting you. You like need to stay in it, and once you come out, you like
yes. Yeah. Especially if also figure a senior phase, because that's where it begins. Also, your stream, everything. So once you lose it, once you lose it from there on, because that's where you build your basics. Because no longer Matric, you are nothing without basics.
Yes.
So
yes.
When my basics weren't good because of the COVID, sashlala, makaya, everything was just done at home. And then at some point, I remember, I think I was in grade 11. We had to come. Sasbuyela for a COVID. Sasbuyela eskoleni, like back boarding.
Yeah,
and yes, and this maths, not even maths paper only. Also, my reports, I had a 16% for maths. Yes.
The entire amount.
And the highest mark was maybe 80 something for English, because I've always maintained for English as well as LO. Or Zulu Nakona, it was like bad, it was a 60 something. But my marks weren't good at some point. So COVID, from there on, I wasn't able to catch up. Self-confidence, and by the time I reached Matric, it was just so hard to recover because I just couldn't keep up. I couldn't maintain now. The marks I was getting were good, but it wasn't my marks, considering Wuti from ever since I started school. Yes, ever since I started school, I've always been at the top. I've always been first position. I've always been, if not first position, so happens, I'll definitely take second place. But as the second stage, things just took a sharp turn. So Gabon Alapu, things really took a sharp turn. And we worked, the school assisted us and everything. But then I feel like scholars can assist you, but
to a certain point, you have to.
To a certain point now, especially with self-confidence. If you don't have self-confidence, it's over.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna have it in you. This is what I'm gonna achieve. This is what I wanna achieve. You're already settling for mediocre marks because from the past terms we don't have to sit on.
Being okay with 60 and like, oh yeah man, I made 60, my 58, I'm okay with 60.
Yes.
Of like building your base and the foundation from like grade 11. When you get to grade 12, you've built the momentum of I'm an 80, this is what I maintain. But if you get to grade 12 and you've been maintaining a 60, then now you need to push for 80 in Matric. Sometimes it becomes harder because this is not something you used to. You now have to first learn in your mindset that I need to be pushing for 80 to 90. But all along, grade 10, grade 11, you were sitting at 50 and being okay with it. Now, grade 12 is like 10 months. You now want to push.
Yes, it's just too late. So, like it was just too late. I tried my best. I even went home saying it's okay. I'll just look at my siblings and be like, yazi labantu bathembele kumina but kavele ngibuke nje ukuthi yes bathembele kumina but nami ngidinga umuntu engizothembela kuyena at this point. Luckily my parents support system yami is very strong, so I got the support and everything. It's just that I feel like self confidence wasn't the same. It wasn't the same person that I was before, so it really affected me. I wrote. I wasn't that stressed.
Like you know that push of like,
yes,
like
that's
well, yeah.
I was
the
just
fire that burns when you know you are an A student.
I was just like, okay, this is what I'm expecting, and it target here me it, and the target here me honestly, it was just like, okay, I need to get to university. That's the important part. Going to university, which is like one mistake that people do. Once you like start seeing abanye beskoleni, now you also feel the pressure. Also, some families, I'm not saying all of them, just like an example, some families, they have this tendency, they like put pressure so much, no, and they fail to look, okay, this person, because to be honestly speaking, as ingane, as funny, we are totally different. Indlela mina mhlawumbe engacabanga ngayo akusiyona indlela enye ingane.
All the kids, yes.
And also academically we are not all gifted ngaleyo ndlela. So omunye, she's really trying hard, but it's just akwenzeki, akafiki to that level that she wants to. But because umzali kusezobona omunye umntwana, she's like, no, but yes, which is not always the case, because as fun. So I got to Matric, ngabhala phela because
which year is this? 2022?
2022, yes, ngabhala. And then December, I mean, ngikade ngifunda Matric fine, I'm expecting my results. Came result day, the big day.
Wait, so your grade 11, was it your grade 11 final report, did it have the 16 or it was during the year?
It was during the year. So I didn't.
Yeah. So your 2022 year, you are applying now to schools.
Yes.
You're applying to all the schools. What are you applying for?
I'm applying for medicine. I'm applying for what else? I was basically applying in the health sector, and I put a bit of engineering because my parents are like more on the engineering and construction side. So I was like, okay, fine. If kungakulungi ngalana, at least angihambe ngiyoncenge ekhaya kube ukuthi there's some contribution engilenzayo. Yes. Khona at least okuncane nami ulwazi lami engilethayo. Not considering ukuthi passion is where it lies.
Yes. Was medicine the passion? Why were you putting medicine?
Generally, I'm a very helpful person. Like, and growing up, I just loved the concept of being a doctor, and he helped. Because even still now that I'm not even doing medicine, and at that time, Matric in grade 11, I'd always like do research on like different diseases, do research on like different things. So and then I'm now Googling about it. I'm now getting deep into it. It's okay, you might be having this and this, but go to the doctor and consult. But according to my symptoms, so it's in that's when like I discovered it's okay. I love into in health sciences parity, and I'd one day want to be a doctor.
Okay, all right. I like that you're not saying people would see my marks and say you're gonna be a doctor, because a lot of some people that speak to me like, I have a pressure of everybody at home says you're definitely gonna be a doctor. Your marks are good. Teachers also say, oh, you're gonna be a doctor, and they end up even doing first year medicine because people are saying doctor, but it's not actually what they actually want. Like the passion you spoke about, is it really who you are, who you want to be, or are you just doing this course because they said, of course, everybody here at home does engineering or everybody does medicine?
So
So yeah, then
results.
you're applying, putting medicine, putting
Hey, I'm putting medicine, I'm putting engineering, and also a mistake that I did, and I feel like abanye bayenza that we're just not aware of it as we're applying. The deviation from one faculty to another faculty. Kunzima ukuthi, let's say they weren't able to give you the offer, but you qualify for this one, of which ungakwazi ukuthi at some point to transfer it to that.
yeah.
But because wena ngihambile ngaya ka law ngangasazi nokuthi ngifunani ka-law. Okay, accounting, I also liked accounting. I still do. It's like my favorite subject.
Okay.
So
Let's go back. Which subjects did you do in which what was your subject choice? Like not mentioning the languages and LO.
My first matric I did maths. It was physics, life sciences, and accounting. I did 7 subjects before.
Okay, you didn't do life. Oh, you did life science.
Yes.
You didn't do physical science.
I did it.
Okay.
And accounting.
Okay.
So, I mean, I deviated a lot when I was applying.
Okay. So on others, you'd put accounting sciences and engineering. On others, it would be medicine.
Medicine, physio, pharmacy. It was just different things, different faculties. Ungazi ukuthi mhlambe mawuthi okay, I qualify ke la, let's try to put her here. They just can't because I'm applying. And unfortunately, that space has to be taken by umuntu os-applyelile. So it's also one of the mistakes that us as abafundi actually make.
Yeah, and don't know. I was at a school yesterday in Maritzburg, and I noticed a lot of matrics when they in the matric year doing the application, they don't know these things. Don't be like, just applying is very important, but also how to structure your first, second choice is very important.
Yes.
But okay. Then results come. Girl is happy.
Results come. Hey, I mean, seeing distinctions. Because I slept that whole day. I just slept, and then I think I woke up around, because that year I was pumanga ngabo 12.
Oh.
I put my bed earlier around 9, 10. So my friend sends me the paper and she's like, just look, because I had initially told her, Wuti, as in, if you get the paper first, don't check her, because Vele, it was me, it was her, she knows my number. Okay. I was like, just check for me, then let me know how it goes. Yabo.
Like, and you were not anxious.
I was, but not that anxious. Like, and the excitement yabanye be emagarage, I just ngavele nje ngahamba ngayolala. That's just me. Ngahamba ngayolala, and then at around 9, quarter to 10, then that's when she like calls me and sends me the thing. She's like, "No, well done, you did so well." They like so happy. Bajabule, my parents, they're happy. I was also happy. I was like, okay, God came through for me. I passed.
Like, what was the pass? Take us. How many distinctions?
It was 3 distinctions. It was a B. It was...
The distinctions were in what? English?
My distinctions were English. It was the standard ones. The English, the LO, the language, Zulu home. And then
English and as a distinction is big. Actually, it's not a standard one. Like, people get LO and Zulu as a distinction, and the rest become level 5. But Zulu and LO, they have a distinction there. And as being, those ones don't really count much. You need English.
You need English, yes. So it was just English, isiZulu and LO, and then.
What level was your maths?
Yes, my maths was a level 5. It was a 66, if not a 61. My life sciences was a 66. My physics was a 61. My accounting was a 70 on the dot. And then the rest, English was 83. LO was 86. And then isiZulu was 92. So, I mean, yeah.
You did well.
I was like, okay.
You did well. So I'm just so interested to hearing the rest of the story because when you saw the marks, then you were like, okay, I know I can do better, or this is
Yes.
not the Amahle that I know, or you say, okay, a lot happened in the year, let's just keep it moving. Like, what was going through your mind?
I was like, no, this is not me. Like, yes, I passed, got distinctions, families posting, I got 3 distinctions. But I'm like, this should, it's, I finally got it shouldn't be like this. Like, at least five. I was like, at least five. Like, nakhona I'm saying at least five kanjan because of my, like,
You are level
what
straight
from,
sevens. Mm.
yes, from term one up until term three, it was just generally about distinction about three. Oh well, no, term two I got a distinction for accounting. So nakhona bengi I hope ukuthi yes, mhlawumbe wesifolo. But it turned out differently. Aibo, I was just so shocked. I was like, Aibo, you mean, hello? But I mean, I was at the end of the day, I was glad. It was okay. No, I passed. I'm part of the people that got B's. I'm part of the 99% was a scholar that got
Yeah, top.
that yes that passed. So I mean, I'm
Hey,
happy about it.
but fully not happy, but you
Like
willing
I
to like
didn't.
brush it off.
Yes, I didn't even like celebrate my results. Like it was a matter of okay, so going kusasa. Fine,
Aspirations.
sesivulile. That's where the problem starts. Offers.
And then they start coming. I know Vert replies first most of the time.
Definitely, it was very no Wits. Yes, they replied first with medicine. The rest they kept quiet.
What did they say with medicine?
They like unfortunately, and also I didn't write my NPT, so I knew I was already chopped with Wits. I knew I was out. So they like chopped me out. Wits was like, no medicine, nope. And then NMU, no, UKZN, nothing. UKZN, I just got it offer sports sciences and accounting sciences.
Okay.
So Nakon was like, nah. Futhi ngavele nje ngayiziba. I was like, I'm not even gonna entertain this. Better things are coming. I was, I was just so hopeful to know better things are coming. And then I started seeing more of Ondangabami getting offers for their first options.
Mm.
And that's where stress started. Like I was so stressed every single day.
Mm.
I'd like get offers. At one point, UWC Western Cape, it was like promising.
Okay. But
So
which one? Pharmacy?
dentistry and pharmacy,
Wow.
actually. They
Mm.
like you in the waiting list. They like every now and then they used to get back to me.
Yeah.
They used to get back at me like, okay, you're now in the waiting list. Like they constantly remind me. So I had hope. It's okay. Let me just wait for UWC. Probably they're gonna take me at some point. Um, Most offers I was getting were for accounting and engineering. And I was like, no, wait. And then
Medicine.
I was like, hey, anime kancane ngisalinde
Health
imedicine.
science, like literally, even if you got physio, right? Because you wanted health
Yes.
science. Mm.
And then yeah, and then at some point EUJ, it was also engineering and oh no, space. Ngashawa space for podiatry at UJ. Nakhona I was like, yo, futhi angifundi mina this year.
Like when these offers are coming, are you discussing them with your parents to say, Ma, got an offer?
Yes.
And then she says, I take it. Do you not have that pressure? Like, if you don't take this one, is another one not? What if it doesn't come?
Yes, definitely. Like the stress of seeing your peers going to school, then now you just feel like I can't be at home. I also want to go to school, sengifunde kangaka ngizohlala and everything. I was like, yo.
Mm.
And then at some point, if it's yeah, because the only options ngasengisele now was UKZN accounting and sports sciences. Then it was UFS accounting as well. then it was EUJ engineering, then it was EVIT.
All these
So
offers they are coming, are you going to say accept the offer and then waiting for others, or you like,
some of them I'd accept and wait. Some I'd just be like, mm-mm. And also, like the minutes I saw Vids, I was like, yes. Even though it wasn't the course I wanted, I was like, yes.
is
Because
it
it's
the
like, what?
reputation of Verts, or did you always want to see yourself with Verts?
To think about it, I didn't even want to go to Vids. Like, I got apply because like we
It
applied,
has the name also, yeah.
yes, but Vets was like never my option. But ngagcine sengiyithanda like the institution itself.
Mm.
So Iveti replies, and I'm like, at this point, wonke lama choice, it's engineering.
So I'm gonna have to take one of them.
I'm gonna have to take one of them or else ngihlale ekhaya. And honestly, I really wish ngavele ngahlala ekhaya ngayibuyelele esikoleni that year because
Mm.
I'd be doing,
In another year, second.
yes, I'd be doing my second year now. But I mean,
So
sifunda ngokubona.
yes, true. And experience is the best teacher. Like it's the
Yes.
best teacher. So you never applied at UCT?
They rejected me.
Oh. Probably because you didn't write the NBT.
Yes,
So
but
number one
also
day.
like I just did it. I wasn't even gonna qualify with my 60s. UCT most top
Yes.
national achievers just like go to UCT. So here am I with my 60s.
Knocking at
I'm
UCT.
yeah, exactly. So if it was just kind enough and be like, no, you can come with your 60s. It's fine.
So what engineering are they taking you in?
I was initially registered for civil, but when we got there, we were told you are not doing that engineering that you're doing. You are doing common year engineering. So
What is
you're gonna
that?
learn. You basically were learning about all the types of engineering. Uzowenza wonke.
Okay.
And then after learning about all of them,
You
you're
can
gonna
select.
decide after Wuti, okay, now I'm changing. This is this like stream I'm taking engineering. I'm taking chemical, I'm taking civil, and I was starting to like enjoy the chemical side and the chemical side of it. Also, in Zega, when I got there, I found out they actually have biomedical engineering. And did I not try all by all means?
Get into it.
Can I just switch?
Mm.
Because that biomedical, they didn't do economy. They had their own syllabus, curriculum, yeah, board.
I love biomed engineering.
So I was like, as in, this is the closest thing to like
Medicine.
health sciences.
Mm.
Even though I'm not dealing with patients,
Mm.
but at least I'm designing amalo, I'm designing equipment for labantu laba bagulayo to like, so at least I'm still contributing Department of Health either way. But still ngashawa ukuthi I do not have NBTs. So I was just stuck ka common year corner like
Mm.
year began. I was like, okay, this is quite because you know most we found it or you like enjoy
I
it.
can do this also because
Yeah,
you were raised or you grew up with this fearless fighting for good marks and
yeah,
just not settling for something small. Also, the part that you were doing sports, it makes you to be able to be competitive and want to
yeah,
achieve good grades and not nje ukuthi uyekelele for nothing. So you
yes,
push probably and say, I can do this because you've already trained your mind.
yes. So
Because
like like we were like learning the content. I love the chemistry because even got physics, like it's of the chemistry part. So I enjoyed everything about it. Like I was starting to like enjoy, but I feel like ngangi convinced ukuthi ngiyayithanda.
yes, yes.
I
A
was
lot
just
is depending on like ufunda phi umntwana, oh I Wits, you know,
yes.
stuff like that.
So
So then when did you realize that this is not for you?
during the year, NJ, I'd and what used to hurt me the most was I had like two friends and they're like seniors. So with like they were international students. So
At
like
Wits, you made these friends at Wits and
yes,
with
I
seniors?
yes, I actually met them. I was sick this other day because at some points I was like really, really sick. My face would get swollen, my eyes. Jay, like
More
the
time.
trying to like catch up with at least figure, can I just pass this semester, or like can I just pass this year? Or zengwazi to transfer because they like GPA yakho has to like really be high to transfer. So like I was just overdoing it up until like I got sick. It caught up with me. So this other day I meet these two doctors, male and female, at dining hall. So ngihambe ngiyohlala, and I just joined them. Then we just have like a random conversation, and then I like talk to them. Then we ended up talking about medical stuff. And then this other one, the male one, is like, bro, are you sure you're not doing medicine? And I'm like, no. And he's like, but the way you know every content about medicine, it's like you're doing medicine. And I'm like, no, I just read here and there. Like most of the time if I'm reading, it's medical stuff. I'm gonna like do more research about it. And he's like, well, what degree are you doing? And I'm like, engineering. And he's like, do you like it? And I'm like, not really. And then from time to time, I'd usually like go sit with them. They'd like wait for me. I went to like main campus when they were on campus, but I'd meet them sometimes. So mang babona, it was like, oh, okay, hi. So we'd go sit. But at some point it was like really hurting me. Yeah, this could be me. Like this could be me. So yeah, nje, like I'd be so sad. Mangiqeda ukuhlala nabo bona basho ukuthi no, now we're going to the medical library, and here am I. Yeah, and
So like
I,
they're living your dream. They literally watching them
yes.
live your dream. What were the tests or whatever, were they hard, or were you able to get through them? Or if they were hard, were you able to say, I can do this, this is what I want? Like, you know, sometimes you get through a hard challenge because you're like, it's okay because I want this. Like even in sports, when
Yes.
the sport is hard, but you continue to do it because it's enjoyable. You love it. You want to do it.
Yes,
Motivate yourself.
yeah, I motivated myself a lot because it's not that bad. You're gonna do it. The tests, they were really, really hard. I don't wanna lie. They were really hard. But I made sure Guti I leave no page plain. Like I just made sure even if I circled the wrong, because most of them were like multiple choice. Even if I circled the wrong thing, it wasn't abangela at least. And then semester we went, and then some modules didn't have exams, so like those language runs,
Yeah.
so like exams ubuzwabona kahle kahle ngoNovember. So like I had to like prepare for that. Luckily there were like a lot of girls from high school yami and Pumakon. Basically about 12 from my high school at Wits.
Doing
So
first year.
yes, like
Wow.
most of us were like from the same class. So bekulula, sonke sihlale race efanayo. Okay, others they like not even a bit far, like next door. Also, my friend was also at Wits, so it wasn't that like socially bengi right. I don't wanna lie. Socially, everything was good because she was very supportive as a friend, and because she did like she was good at maths, so at times she'd help me, we'd help each other. So
like it made sense, you know, for somebody who's not you, who would be like, okay, Amahle ugupuse Wits, and there's 12 other people there. She's got other friends that can help her, and they stay in the same res. It makes sense for you to continue with this degree. To
yes,
watching from the outside, and like she's got a support system. If she's traveling back home, she can travel with these girls because they are in the
yes,
hometown. If they're going shopping, they can go together. So she's okay. Our prayers are being answered here.
yeah. Like I was like, okay, my prayers answered.
Yeah.
My friend from grade 9, we're in the same school. It's just like, okay, socially I'm okay. So, and also one thing, areas like there were like also girls in the same degree. Nabo, they were like hoping to go to medicine. So I was like comforted. Like I feel like ngashala kuleyo comfort. It's okay. At least I'm not the only one. And you know how everyone, one kumoto fights for their degree. So whenever you ask for advice, umuntu uzoku-advise ukuthi, hey, this degree, dala kule degree.
Dala.
Because yes, everyone is just trying to get a point across ukuthi my degree is good, so engineering is better than me, like, into kanjalo.
Yeah.
So shame the year went by very fast.
Yeah.
Homesick most of the time. I was like, thankful to be at Tegwini and everything. But I got through that. But as we were nearing like the exams, the pressure was just getting too much. And I'm like realizing "Uti, I'm actually going through so much over something I don't even like."
So what kept you pushing even though you don't like this? Like, did you fail your first year or what happened? Like,
I passed my first year and I failed maths and
okay,
physics
okay,
in but I passed in first semester. I think it was second semester, yeah.
okay.
And then the rest, yes, the rest were good. My test also, one thing I booster was my tutorials. My tutorials were so good. My assignments, like I just because one thing I did was to make sure I balance. If because GPS, my GP was like good. So if ilo at ngabo June kanje, if there's like gonna be a subject or modules, I also want okay, at least I'm sure like at least can I be strong in these because I know what these are gonna balance me out. So
Okay. Did you get a bursary?
no, I was on NSFAS and I feel like during that year I wasn't that informed about like I applied for bursaries, but like most of the time I wouldn't qualify because of like my grade 11
Yeah.
marks. So yeah.
So
So
end of the year, you're now making a decision, or did you make this decision like June? When did you make the decision to that you?
I feel like ngathi ngiqeda ukubhala my last paper, I was like, I'm not coming back here. I'm not coming back here. Like, I feel like my body was like, no, you're coming back. Because I even left my things. I was like, I'm gonna do my second year. Like everything is gonna be fine. Like
I'll push
I'm gonna
through.
figure it out. I'm gonna figure it out. I mean, and like me as a person, I'm like so family orientated. Like, yonki, like I put my sisters first, my baby sisters, because like they're way younger than me. It's 8 years,
6.
6, and yes, it's 8, 6, and 2. So like everything I do, I just think about them first and be like, mm-mm.
And it's to be done by the 8 year. Lona
Yes.
8
Yes, and also like you need to be an example in everything, and also like la baba sesikoleni zobuthi no yazosiscuss bani bani, and I'm like no nami ngifuna ukuthi one day uthi yazosisi wami this and this and that. So I was like I'm gonna tag it out. I'm gonna push ngizobuya, but my mind was just like
It's not it.
because also during the year as much as I was at Wits, I was applying.
Wow.
I was like still applying for like other universities.
Oh, I was gonna say in adverts or even outside universities.
Outside university, yes. Kwabo or Olo or UJ. I was still applying. And then Gangiti I will upgrade. Because I remember Puma Gabuya and then January, December like I used to think about it, but I was like I was unsure.
Yeah.
So
Are
I
you
hold it in.
discussing this with mom in December or with your parents and like this is what I'm thinking about, or you just battling it alone?
I was still battling it like alone because I wasn't sure what the reactions. I mean,
As
they've
it's-
spent so much, especially high school year that I went to was like costly. Like the fees were like around 80K. So I was like, "Sebe keep my gaga."
Then mina
But at
senze
the same
I'm going back.
to pay nakhona angazi ukuthi lesikole ngizosithola how much the fees are gonna be. So like I was like, hey, mhlambe ngoba ngi-applyile kodwa ngizoyithola, or maybe I'll continue with second year. During second year I'll get something. So I was like, let me just wait. So ngalinda saya emakhaya, sabuya. And then I think yaqala lapho there was like this trend going on. There was this guy, I don't know his handles or his name, I forgot. But he was like, wa Shia at UCT or studies to go and do medicine. So Washia his degree to go back to school and to do medicine. And I was like, it's possible. And I started to make my parents watch those videos.
You're like, yeah, here's something motivating.
I was like, Bugani as Lorna. Yes, Nama could do this. Like, just to like get the jinx of what's okay. Bame pinete kanje. And at some point I was like, you know what? I'm not going back. I'm going back to high school. Like, if it means I have to find a school, then it's fine. I just wanna see. I wanna take this risk. Ngifuna ukubona ukuthi kahle kahle lento engithi mina ngangiyideserve ka-matric ngizoyithola yini.
Yabo. Are you not now having that pressure of, are you the people are gonna be in second year when you got matric? Like, isn't that going through your mind? And like,
I just think, like, as I'm growing up, I'm discovering I'm like self-development, and I've come to realize I'm just this person that doesn't care. Like, fine, you namoksala ngizofika. Fine, namoksalayo, things are gonna go my way one day. And also, like, I pray a lot, and
also spirits, yeah.
Yes. So
guidance.
Yes. So in everything I do, I include him, and I'm like, it's fine. And also, I shouldn't let someone's success become my downfall, because sometimes it can even lead to jealousy. So it's something that you shouldn't allow to ease way. Because once you start feeling jealous, trust me, it's gonna
destroying you completely.
It's gonna destroy you, yes. Because now usenza kahle. Because you now jealous. You're like so jealous. Usufisa ngathi ufana nabo and everything. Sometimes you're not even realizing what you're jealous, yeah. But it's gonna destroy you. You're not even gonna focus on your own journey because you now focus.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. You hear. I wanted to say, then you're no longer living your own dream. You're living this person's dream. If this person loses, you're rejoicing. If this person gets maybe something else, you're like, I want to get that. You're not living your dream now, but you're just trying to compete with this person because that's just jealousy fitting. And we know as Christian that jealousy is not of God. It's just honestly.
So,
yeah.
Like, I was like, no, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. Because I know what decision I will live with it. And one day, just one day, things are going to work out for me. But it's not even about that. Like, I still have a lot to live for. Like, I'm still young. There's still a lot that I have to live for. So, ish. Yes, it's gonna damage me mentally. So
my question is, when you're deciding, okay, I'm going back to matric, what is it that is pushing you to go back to matric? Like, what were you hoping to get into after matric? Like, what is it? You're in engineering. People will be like, that's the best degree. I've been fighting to get into engineering and I got a BSc. Like, you were in engineering. Like, how high were you hoping to get that made you go back to matric, and not even to say, I'm going to apply with my first year marks, but you said, I'm going back to matric. What was the drive?
Basically, the drive was, I wanted to like rediscover myself. I wanted to like feel good again. I wanted to not to prove a point to people. No, I wanted to prove a point to myself. Yazin, what you got there was not you. When you know exactly what you should have got. So just go back, just take that risk and just see how it works out. And if it doesn't work out, then it's fine. You are just taking a risk. And fortunately, it didn't go the way you or we wanted. But chances are so low, Wuti, it won't go your way. Kota also, not that chances are so low. It depends on your actions as well. depends on your behavior and everything. So if you're gonna say no, I'm gonna go back to school, and then when you get to school you play around,
Yeah.
then
You now you are in school, like, okay, people are gonna follow your journey of how you found the school, whatever. So now you found the school, you are now in Matric, you go back to wearing a uniform. You used to be at rest, making your own decisions. Now you're back